Josh Parcell joining us from College Football Country. Just go to cfbcountry.com and join him right there, and check out his podcast as well, College Football Country. Josh, we'll stay with the SEC and ACC theme. We see it at the end of November. There's 4 primary rivalry matchups, but we get a chance to see it quite a few times here in week 1, and the ACC being the kind of de facto reigning king of college football as a conference, but the SEC not wanting that to be wrestled away from them should be prove interesting here in week 1. Tennessee, Georgia Tech. It's a Monday night showdown in Atlanta, following up the Florida State-Alabama Titanic matchup. Tennessee, Butch Jones, not much expected considering Josh Dobbs and company are gone. Georgia Tech, probably the most quiet 9-4 finish in college football last year, so this could be an interesting one.
Yeah, Georgia Tech is a team that historically has struggled when teams have had multiple weeks to prepare. So season openers, teams coming off bye weeks, bowl games, that sort of thing. Georgia Tech is normally, that is when they've been in tough spots. For years, that trend has started to come back in the other direction. They've won their last 2 bowl games going away. Last season, they beat Boston College in their season opener. That game was a push. They were a 3-point favorite. They won by 3 against BC. That game was in Ireland. Just an incredibly miserable game to watch on TV. But I think Georgia Tech has started and right the ship a little bit in some of those spots. And Tennessee has some question marks along the defensive line. Shai Tuttle's battling an injury. You need to have as much health as possible on the front 7 when you go against a Georgia Tech team. And I think that Tennessee is going to have a tough time defending them. Now, Georgia Tech lost Dedrick Mills, its top rusher from last season. They kicked him off the team just a couple weeks ago. Makes me a little bit more leery of taking Georgia Tech in this spot. I think Tennessee is missing, or is going to miss, Alvin Kamara as much as anybody. I know everybody points to quarterback and Josh Dobbs. Dobbs was very erratic at points last season and really never lived up to the hype, in my opinion, at Tennessee. But Alvin Kamara, I think you're going to see him do great things for the Saints this season as a rookie running back. I think you're going to realize after just a few weeks of the NFL season how good he was at Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to struggle, I think, to replace that production. So this game's hard for me to peg. I'm going to lean Tennessee barely because Dedrick Mills is out for this game. I think if they had Mills back, I think Georgia Tech wins. But I think this is a low-scoring, mid-20s at best kind of game. I think Tennessee squeaks away 24-21 type deal.
And it's a game that we would expect both teams to be similarly seeded at year's finish, roughly in that 5 to 7 range in their respective conferences. So it's a good barometer for the SEC and the ACC. Yeah. Can't take one game and make a narrative out of it, but it's one bit of information to take with you as we head toward the college football playoff.